Maybe. We'll see. Alright, we're still talking about dividing polynomials. What are the two ways we talked about dividing polynomials already? And synthetic. And I think y'all did that good yesterday, so we're not going to go over one of those. Or what? Okay. We're going to talk about first the remainder theorem. The remainder theorem. I want you to box in this equation. This is the one we're going to talk about. This says f of x equals x minus c, where x is going to be the divisor. That's what goes on the outside, if you remember. Q of x is going to represent our quotient, and then r represents remainder. What I want to do first is try to evaluate this function at f of c. What does that mean? Plug what in there? Yes. So rewrite f of x as f of c. That means I'm replacing what with what? I'm replacing x with c. So let's do that. Instead of x, I'll write what? C. Good. Leave everything else the same. Except for this x, I'll have what? Good. Plus r. And now let's evaluate it. Just meaning clean it up. What's this part going to do?
It's going to go away.
To what?
0.
So let's rewrite f of c equals 0 times q of c plus r. So what are we going to be left with? Just r, which is our what? What does that r stand for? Remainder. Good. So what does this mean? That means that these problems down here, when it says find f of -4, we're going to do the same thing we just did. Plug in -4 for x, and our value is going to be whatever the remainder is. That's what remainder theorem is. You plug this in, whatever the remainder is the value of f of -4. Yes. So this is going to be f of -4 equals 3 times, let's go ahead and simplify it. What is -4 cubed? No. -4 times -4 is what? 16. 16 times -4? Good. Again, that's -4 cubed. Plus 4 times, this is going to be -4 squared, which is 16. Minus 5 times what? Plus 3. Find that on your own. If you don't know how to use order of operations, you don't need to be in this class. Do it on your own. Yes, you can. We don't need to be talking about that when we have anything to this problem.
Which one do I do first?
You don't know order of operations?
Well, it's like, it's parentheses first, right? It's like 3 parentheses.
Someone's party. I don't finish yourself open. Alright, Colby. What's -64 times 3? Antonio, what's 4 times 16?
64.
And this would make what? -20? Good. Plus 3. So tell me what y'all got for the remainder. Say it louder. -105. That's correct. So here's how you write your answer. F of -4 equals -105. That's what we got when we evaluated at -4. So what this means is when you divide this by like x plus 4, this right here, you'll get a remainder of -105. Alright, try B and C on your own. do B, because I'm going to show you a different way to do C. We'll get an easier way.
This one hard. Like, ain't no number right here.
You plug in that for X. Yeah, that's right. Use your calculator if you don't know. 2 times 2 times 2. Alright, everybody done with B?
No. Yes. Yeah, I'm done.
What did y'all get?
F2, 5.
Everybody agree?
Yeah.
Alright, here is the different way you can do it, besides plugging everything in, okay? Since it's talking about remainder, how did we find remainders yesterday?
Division.
Synthetic division, right?
Yeah.
So here's another way you could do it. You could write 2 on the outside. What are all my coefficients here? So if you'd like, you could do it this way. You bring down this, right? 1 times 2. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here. Right here.
Whoa.
So you could do it either way. So if you like synthetic better than plugging it in, go ahead and try that for C. Go ahead and do C whichever way you'd like on your own. So you want to do synthetic, go ahead. Just goes on the outside.
So that's probably we're right here. Like, the you use synthetic vision? All of them?
All three?
No, the X's.
This should be a 5 today. This should be a 16. 2 squared is what? 4 is what? Yeah, you gotta do the exponent first. Good job. Just this right? No wait, it's not right. It should be 2, -11, 7, -5. You just bring in the negative right there. Right, so what's the answer, everybody? Good. Negative 25.
Why'd you say we use synthetic for all that?
We can.
Because that way hard.
Alright, so Brandon, tell me the number I could put on the outside doing synthetic.
Number 4.
Good. Jalen, tell me all my coefficients to put.
2, -11, 7, and -5.
Alright, Miles right here.
2.
Darian,
-3.
where'd you get that?
8.
Right here.
8.
8, and then -3, right?
That's what I did.
Alright, Kelsey right here. Ransom right here. Cade right here.
-20.
Good. And final answer, -25. Very good. Any questions? Alright, flip it over. Alright, I'm not going to go over this part because I feel like it's a little confusing, if we plug f of c equals 0 in. So let me just explain this part. You know on your bell ringer when you found the zeros, why do we call them zeros besides the fact that they're on the x-axis?
Put it on line up with the x-axis.
Because they meet their sums at origin.
Let me see. I think this is the problem we had for the bell ringer. It was x squared, I think it was a positive 12 and an 8x, right? This factored into what?
X plus 6 equals 2.
And so the zeros were what?
X equals -6, X equals -2.
What would happen if I plugged one of these zeros back into the original for x? It'll give you 0. That's why they're called zeros also. Because if you plug this in, you'll get 0. So that means this goes evenly into this function, right? Has a remainder of what? 0. Okay? So if I tell you that -1 is a 0 of this function, that means when I plug -1 in, I'll get what? 0. Okay, cool. So let's do this. They're going to give us one of the zeros, -1. It's our job to find the rest of them. We know we find zeros by factoring, right? So here's what we'll do. Go ahead and plug in 0 or -1 in for synthetic. Do that on your own. You know how to do that part. If you don't get a remainder of 0, you did not do it correctly. Everybody done with that part?
Yeah.
Alright, Alyssa, what goes right here? 15? Logan, what goes right here?
I'm sorry.
Right here, in this spot, if I'm doing synthetic. Alright, Megan, what goes right here?
-1.
Amber, right here?
1.
Justin, right here? Good. Jalen, right here?
2.
And here should be 0. We know it's factor, right? But that's only one of its zeros. This polynomial has more than one 0. We just know one of them. They give it to us. To find the other ones, go ahead and write this answer out like we were doing on Monday. Tell me how to write that. Alright, where'd you get the x squared from? Just one less from here, remember? This goes in order. This would be minus what? Plus? Good. I want you to set that equal to 0. Now we have to find the rest of them. How do we find a 0 from here?
Factor it out.
Factor it. Okay? This one is AC hard, meaning there's not a 1 up front, right? We have to find A times C first. That's going to be what? -30. What are my factors of -30 that will add together to give me -1?
5 and 6.
Which one's got to be negative? Everybody see that?
Yeah. Straight like that.
Now, let's see if y'all remember. What do we do with these two right here? Plug them in the what?
The equation.
Middle. Good. So, all right, 15x squared. What else?
Plus 5.
Plus 5x
Minus 6x.
minus. Good. So just to explain what we did, let these two the same. These go in the middle. Everybody remember when we did that? Okay. From here, there's 4 terms, so we do what? Group them. Michaela, what do these have in common? Good. What goes in the middle? Plus? Good. Alright, what do the second pair have in common, Victor?
Negative 2.
And what goes in the middle?
3.
Good. We know we've done it correctly because these are the same, right? So, Solomon, tell me my 2 binomials to write from here.
5x minus 2 and 3x minus, or 3x plus 1.
Good. From here, we just set these equal to what?
0.
Good. So we have 5x minus 2 equals 0, 3x plus 1 equals 0. Darian, how would I solve for x in this one?
Add 2.
And I get 5x equals 2, then divide by,
From 5, you get 2.
and you get x equals 2 over 5. Good.
Negative x equals -1.
Sure. That's correct. Does everybody understand how we got these two? So how many zeros does this polynomial function have?
4.
3. Good. These are 2 of them. What's the other one?
0.
-1. That's what they gave us in the beginning. And guess what? You can tell how many zeros a polynomial will have by looking at its what? Degree. Somebody said it. What's the degree of this one?
30.
And there's 3 zeros, right? Should be like that every time. So if it's a degree of 4, it'll have 4 zeros. Everybody good with this? How else could we have solved this one?
How did you get 5x minus 2?
Right here? This is from what's left on the outside.
What if you did long? Okay.
How else could we have solved this one besides factoring?
The equation thing, like negative 0, 2x.
Yes, quadratic formula. Alright, flip it over. We're going to do 2 more together. I'll let you pick which ones. Any preferences?
B and E.
D and E.
B and E is what I heard first.
C.
I heard B. Alright. What do we do first? Synthetic with what on the outside? Good. That's what they give us right here. Alright, coefficients, name them.
2, -3, -11, 6.
Alright, Mackenzie, what's going to go right here? Alright, Solomon right here.
6.
Katie right here. Good. Jalen right here.
9.
Alright, Camden right here. Victor right here.
-6.
Very good. So remainder 0, just like it should be. Tell me the trinomial I'm going to get from here, Darian. Just tell me this part, how to write this.
Oh. 2x minus
2x
squared. My bad.
Good.
Minus 3x
minus 3x.
plus 3x. I'm sure. Minus 2
Yes.
equals 0.
Alright, Amber, what do we do with this?
You have to do the AC thing.
That's going to make what? What are factors of -4 that are going to add to get this?
4 and 1.
4 and 1, but which one's negative?
You should put the 4
That would make -3. Yes. Everybody see why we put the 1 negative, not the 4? Okay. Kelsey, tell me how to write it out with this, replacing the middle terms.
2x squared plus 4x minus x minus 2.
Very good. And now I do what from here?
7. I know.
Group them. You're good. Miles, what do these have in common? 2 what?
I mean, 2x.
Good. What goes in the middle?
X.
Plus. Good. Alright. Yes. Good job, Colby. What goes in the middle? So tell me my 2 binomials. Anybody?
2x minus 1. X plus 2.
Very good. Now tell me all 3 of my zeros, because this one has a 3 degree. Tell me one of them.
X equals 1/2. X equals -2.
And
X equals 3.
yes.
You 1/2.
The 1/2, when I set 2x minus 1 equal to 0, you'd have to add the 1 over, right?
Well,
And then divide by 2.
Okay, but where did the 3 come from?
The
They
Beginning.
gave it to me.
Everybody good?
Yeah, man.
Try. Y'all need to do E together, or y'all good on your own?
I'm like my own.
Okay, we'll do E. Alright, E. They give us one of the zeros. That's going to be what? -1/3. It's not a big deal. This doesn't change up here. What's my coefficients?
3.
And 7 and...
22.
Good. Kaya, what goes right here? Cade, what goes right here?
-1.
Good. Kayla, right here?
I'm sorry, positive 6.
Good. Logan, right here?
-2.
Good. Megan, right here?
-24.
Good. Justin, right here? I don't know why y'all laughing. Don't let me roast on y'all. Right here. What's -24 divided by -3?
Oh.
8. Darian. Remember, I had you last year. You're struggling. I know. I'm proud of you. Alright, tell me how to write this.
3x squared minus
Plus 6x
Minus 24 equals 0.
Now, we got to factor this, and it's some big numbers. How could we make it easier on us? All of them have what in common? 3. Divide everything by 3, we'll get what?
I'll get x squared
Plus 2x minus.
minus 8.
That's correct. 24 divided by 3, that's going to be negative 8. Alright, what can I multiply to get negative 8, add together to get 2? 4, positive 4, right? And
Negative 2.
very good. So tell me all 3 of my zeros. Go ahead.
Equals negative 4, x equals 2, and x equals negative 1/3.
Yes. Easy peasy. You're doing C and D on your own. And then after we get done discussing these is when you'll have your checkpoint. And it's on stuff we just did.
Is the checkpoint on this or the other kind of just the division?
Just on this. There'll be one of these problems
And one of the
and one of the ones from the beginning. These.
This one,
Yes.
not like when you have gas in your car, does the battery always go dead or what kind of batteries are dead?
Yeah, this one. 12 times negative 30 is what?
Wait, you didn't go
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, but this part was 12 times negative 30.
Oh, that's not right. So, okay. I was getting cold.
So when you set this up, you could write it out like this and simplify here. That's going to be what?
No.
6 times negative 3, which is
Negative 18.
yes. Okay. You're welcome. That's right. Factors that add up to that. This should be. Okay, you brought down the 2. That's probably that little negative 1. Yeah, that looks good. So now multiply 2 times negative 1 equals 2. Then times factors that'll add up to negative 1. Got it? Now just one more. The 8 times 2 would be. Just your 8. Okay. One times 1 is not equal to 2, right? That's my factors are negative 2.
Minus 2x.
Right?
The orange.
Yes.
I got this far, and I don't know what this is.
This part looks great. Now just figure out what they have in common. So these both have a lot in common. What was in the middle? What's missing from here to here? Square, right? So you need one more x. This divided by this. Alright, good. So now you can take out a negative 1 out of these, right? That would make that a. Good. See how they do the same? That means you get it right. So we want to do our negatives now. The x plus 1 you got right here. What's this on the outside? Now set both equal to 0. Alright, compare your answers with people around you. Find A times B first. Find factors of -2 that can add
Did you get it right?
to get -1.
Did you get it right, Dan? I don't know.
He's doing good. 7 equals 0.
I did.
There's -1.
It says up with 0, then that's your x. I got it.
That's my answer right there. We don't be now.
Right here. Then you solve this. It would be -1 and should be your x. You got like should be 2x plus 1. Should be 2x plus 1. Are you looking at that answer?
Now just factor it.
That's what?
Oh, I didn't see a triple division. I did.
Find out what factors you need to add.
Triple division. I was in science though.
Then you won.
What you thought I said?
Now fill those in.
I thought you would read.
Piece of that.
I know how you do it.
I didn't say anything.
First one,
You got that weird mindset for
now you're replacing those with
okay, look it up.
What? Triple division?
Alright, let's go over these. On the first one, I'm going to pick one person to help me out with the first few steps. Darian. Tell me how to start this off.
Which one?
Part C.
You got to bring down the 2, and then you got to do that word.
Yes, synthetic. Tell me all the coefficients.
2, -5, 1, 2.
Alright, Miles, you're going to help me do the synthetic part. Tell me what to put here.
2, 4, -1, -2, -1, -2,
And
0.
good. Alright, Abigail, tell me the trinomial this is going to make.
2x squared minus x.
Good. Alright, Cade, how do we factor this one?
I don't know. I did it. 2x squared minus 2x plus x minus 1.
Alright, let's talk about where did he get these two numbers from? Somebody tell me.
You multiply 2 times 8 times c.
Yeah, A times C, if you multiply negative and 2 and 1, that gives you the -2. If you add these two together, you'll get what? Negative x. Any questions about that part? Colby, what do I do from here? and it'll be x plus 1. Good. What goes here? Yes. And x minus 1. Now, you might have had x plus 1 or something right here. I'm not sure. Alright, so, Jalen, tell me my two binomials.
X plus 1 and 2x minus 1. Oh, shoot.
Did everybody get this?
I did.
Yes.
I did.
Any questions about that? Alright, what's going to be one of my zeros?
2.
1. What else? 2. And last one?
1/2.
Negative 1/2. Good. Everybody good with that one? Which part?
Oh, I see what it is. Okay.
Okay. The 2 is what they gave us in the original. Alright, next one we'll do together. Logan, how do I start it off? Alright, my coefficients.
12, 16, -5, -3.
Alright, Victor, tell me what goes here
I dropped 12 down.
and here
Negative 18.
and here.
-2, 3, -2, 3 and then 0.
Did everybody get that?
I get -18.
On right here. This -3 over 2 times 12 over 1. On top, you're going to get what going across? -36 divided by. That's how we got the -18. Any other questions? Say that again. You're thinking of what we did the other day. When we're doing the trying to find all the zeros, Abigail, you just bring this over, leave all these the same. You're thinking of synthetic. I know what you're thinking of. Alright, tell me what this would be as a binomial, Ransom. This part.
12x squared minus 2x minus 2.
What did y'all do from here to factor this? That's what I would do. Divide everything by 2, right? That would give us what? Good. Then we find a times c. What is a times c in this one? What are factors of -6? That good. -3 and 2. So this would turn into 6x squared. Somebody? Minus 3x. Good. Now we group them. Katie, what do these have in common? Good. What goes in the middle?
2x minus.
Good. What goes on the outside? Plus 1. 2x minus 1. Very good. My final binomials would be what, Brandon?
3x plus 1 and 2x minus 1.
So everybody, tell me the zeros. -1/3. Go ahead. 1/2 and yes, these are ugly zeros.
Just wondering if you don't do this instead of the same answers, is that okay?
Yes, very good. It's just bigger numbers, but that's fine. How do we feel about these? Comfortable?
Yeah, that part kind of hard.
Alright, I'll give you the option of using your notes on this checkpoint. I would strongly encourage you to try not to use your notes. This is a quiz grade. So if you talk while people still have checkpoints out, you will get a 0. Once you get done, raise your hand and I'll check it. If it's correct, you can pack up, call it a day. No homework tonight. Make sure your name's on this. If you don't finish it, you'll need to turn it in tomorrow, okay? Again, if you talk during this, I'll just come get it, put a 0 on it. Yes. Oh. This is all 3 has something in common. So, for example, like on this one, it's 2 This one didn't have anything. Yes. Let me write it. Here. Thank you. Or would you rather have this?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
That's right.
This one.